down with the sickness.
No! Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dumbass class with me, Dyslexic Gamer, and my players as always. So, what happened in the last episode? Well, I am about to tell you. Our players finished off the interrogation with the planetary governess, who is now no more. Some weird things happened. The group discovered a few more reasons as to what was going on this planet and why the planetary governess was in the position that she was in. And then they had 2 weeks off, pretty much. There was 2 weeks downtime whilst they did paperwork, helped out with a few things, and just took a bit of time for R&R. So, I do need to ask one of my players a question. Jim, how many times did you and Tiffany use the sex machine in your downtime?
Sex machine? None.
I
don't believe it. Because I remember you using it at least once.
Never used
Okay, Ezio, apparently Ezio has spy cams at our rooms.
This surprises you?
I mean, I do need something to hide my mind too.
There's OPSEC and then perversion. Albin. Sorry.
Well, once you do a second hit, mine will automatically go off.
If I remember correctly, the machine you want me to use is the machine that we got from the
No, I'm not asking.
That machine wasn't...
I'm not asking. I'm not saying I want you to use it. I'm asking how many times you used it. Because this is the first down. You literally told me last time you were going to get jiggy with it with your character's misses. But it's like, okay.
That doesn't mean using a machine.
Okay, Jim, how many times have you fucked Tiffany in your downtime? With or without the machine? I only need to know that.
Let's say 4 times.
Okay. Can you give me a perception roll with a -40? You are kind of busy.
That's why I said roll for rug burn.
Yeah.
I don't remember why.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I inputted the wrong number for the negative, but yeah, it's failed nonetheless.
Okay, not a problem. You don't notice Ezio staring in the corner.
Hey, if he wants to watch, fuck it.
No, we'll be persecuting
no.
guns.
When I find out, I'll just break his legs.
Don't have to make euphemisms in this moment. Oh god. Did everyone just go quiet there, or am I just lagging out again?
No, it's everyone went quiet. Okay.
Okay.
So that's good. Good. Hang on a minute. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Okay. So, you do not notice. So yes, as you're all on your downtime, and I know Winters for one is going off and helping with the tech acolytes, and Darius may be going over some of the military documents, and you are all doing little things when you're on your downtime. Others are doing other people. But all of you would notice that towards the end of your downtime, a savant from the Lord Commander's personal retinue would come along and would provide you with a data slate. Jim and Tiffany don't notice that there's a data slate outside their apartment door in the guest suite in the Lord Commander's personal headquarters. You can hear the door knocking, but never mind. When you do go through the data slate, it would be addressed to you from the Lord Commander, but it infers in it that it is from someone else. And it's basically your next mission objectives, or what you are to do next. So there is a small ceremony that's going to be held for you in the Lord Commander's personal quarters, where you will all be basically rewarded. There'll be a small banquet for you all. You'll all be provided with nice clothes if you don't have them already, or if you wanted a different set of nice clothes, they'll be provided. And basically, it's just a big thank you for all that you've done for this world. However, you're not given any medals, any thing that can actually say that you did anything. You will not be recorded in any Imperial records except from Inquisitorial. So this is basically the only thing he can really do for you, as you're all members of the Inquisition. You don't really exist, yada yada yada. After the banquet, this is, if you want to do anything in the banquet, you can. If you want to just gloss over it, that's fine. But after that, in the itinerary, you are to meet up with your boss, and you'll be going up into space in the gun cutter. But yeah, in your gun cutter. So if you wanted to do any roleplay stuff at the banquet or anything like that, then you can. If not, then we can just move on to when you're getting in the gun cutter.
I think we could just move on.
I mean, I will probably try and talk to some mechanicus if they're there.
The
Get in
only
their good
Mechanicus
graces.
members that would be there would be the ones that you already know, because all the ones on World were pretty much killed off, except from the Acolytes.
Fair enough. Worth a shot.
Okay, so as you get into your gun cutter, maybe a few of you have a hangover after the banquet, maybe not. You are taken up into space. Do I need to? Yeah, why not? Go to the system map. So, as we come over to the system map, obviously some things have changed. These ships are no longer there, but I can't. Well, I'll just block them out. Just hide them. There we go. The void in
Just put them in
space.
the G player.
There's a. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered.
It's just as easy.
Yeah, there we go. Black marks. Yes, as you come up to the, they would be adrift now. As you come up to space, you would be taken to the Emperor's Profiteer. As you make land on the Emperor's Profiteer, you are greeted by a number of the command staff. So I believe it is the quartermaster. Is it the quartermaster, or is it, what was she called? Emperor's Profiteer.
Seneschal?
Rogue Trader, Jack Bristol. Yeah, the Emperor's Profiteer. Sorry, it's the Master of Arms, because you met them. You met them before. You have actually met the Seneschal as well. It'd be the Master at Arms. Samantha Tyrannus. It is Samantha Tyrannus. Okay. She greets you quite warmly, and informs you that the quarters that you had before are available to you, but the captain would very much like to see all of you on the bridge, as he will be moving towards the lustful maiden gets the lustful maiden shortly. So if you wish, you can leave your belongings, anything that you want, on the ship, on the ship, to your quarters on the ship, before going to the command bridge.
Yeah, now that we're actually back on the Profiteer, sure, I'll drop my kit and just leave my bare minimum of gear.
Do we get to keep the nice clothes we got from the meeting?
Yes. Wish you
Then I
can.
will probably be wearing that.
I'll probably be wearing like a not exactly casual, but definitely not full smart casual. You know.
Yeah, so I mean, the outfit that you would have got from the Lord Commander would be that kind of smart casual, maybe a little bit militaristic if you're in the military, or civilian if you're a civilian, and blah blah. So by all means, you can dress to impress, or just dress to be your normal selves.
I'll probably just be dress Imperial.
Yeah, I think I'm actually the same. Practical more than.
Okay, so as you
dressing to impress, because hey,
as you make your way to the command bridge, you are. The Master at Arms would be with you the whole time. She'll walk you to your quarters again, and to the command bridge. Again, the Emperor's Profiteer is a luxury rogue trader vessel. It is everything where you are is just immaculate, the highest quality. The rest of the ship maybe not so much, but definitely where you guys are is just the finest quality. You go up to the command bridge, which is just this beautiful ornamental door, with the rogue trader's heritage spread all over it, like some great battle or some great profit that he's made, smacked and engraved all over the door. The guards salute you as you walk past, and the security on the ship has definitely been increased since you were last here. But they all seem to know who you are and show the utmost respect. As you the doors open, the command bridge is just a hive of activity. There's communications officers are relaying commands from around the ship. The Void Master, the Void Master appears to be preparing to move the ship out of the planet's geosynchronous orbit. We'll go with that. And the rogue trader Jack Briston Valeros is stood there in all of his finery. He seems to be a little more sedate than his usual self, but he stands with your Inquisitor next to him, and Magnus does not seem to be as happy with the rogue trader as he was the last time he saw him in person. There's a bit of an icy shoulder there. But as you all enter, he takes a moment and looks round and, "Oh, my friends and allies, I certainly do welcome you back aboard my very fine vessel. I was just speaking to your boss here about his wish for us to meet up with the lustful maiden. I do insist, he thinks for a moment, looking round at his crew, Magnus, that we shouldn't really need the lustful maiden for anything of any importance. And I have informed you, Jack, that we do need the lustful maiden. Ludwig has informed me that we have a trail to follow. Quite how he's found this, I don't know, but he'll be along shortly. Yes, Magnus, I quite understand. He apparently thinks his ship holds some great secret, but very well, we will endeavor to do what we can. It should not be long before we are at the egress point. Only maybe 10 or 11 hours, and we should be there. He seems to want to push for more as Magnus turns away from him quite abruptly, and very much the cold shoulder has been given to the captain. Magnus walks over to all of you, greets you all, my acolytes. It's good to see that you're all in somewhat of a good state. I hope you didn't indulge too much on the banquet yesterday. Any of you looking hungover?
Not particularly. I guess.
No,
Not
absolutely
me.
not.
Darius still probably looks a bit beat up, but still not hungover.
That's just
It's not
Darius.
exactly a job. It's not a job finished yet, so no time for full celebrations.
So Magnus does smile as he sees that you are not all hungover. Excellent. Well, we will have to get into close range with Ludwig's ship. He apparently has information for us that he does not want to be broadcast openly. Once this information has been distributed, we will hopefully be on our way to track down our quarry. There's a small smile that appears on his face as he says that. But hopefully there will not be any more delays. I've not had any messages in my my drop box has not received any new messages, so it seems as if we are out of the woods, as it were. Or at least they haven't sent any messages yet, which I prefer.
Who exactly are you getting messages from, sir? Sorry, sir.
He opens up his coat ever so slightly, and there's a small symbol of the Inquisition on the inside, and he taps the symbol. Unfortunately, my presence is known of now, and as I have emergency.
They're looking for you, this. So you showed the symbol, and then all of a sudden they know where you are. It's actually a tracker.
They've come for me. No. I have been out of contact with many of my colleagues for quite some time, and I'm sure they would want to second me to inform them of what has gone on in great detail. And that would more than likely lose us more time. So I would prefer if we could be on our way as soon as possible.
Understandable. All right then. I'll look over the rest of the team. Was there anything else we needed to discuss before anything else carries on?
I mean, not that I can think of, but then again, it has been 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I don't think there was.
Doesn't remember that.
There's a in between this talk and so on. There's about half an hour or so where Magnus would pass off some limited information and nothing of just minutiae details. When the Void Master, so yes, Yes, the Void Master would turn to the captain. Hang on, the Void Master is Mormont. Okay. Captain, the augurs are lighting up. Someone's coming here, and it's a number of ships. What do you mean, a number of ships? Be more specific, man. Well, I'd say it's 2 big ones, sir, and they're coming through at the Mandible Point. There are no skiffs, sir. The captain goes over to the Void Master and begins looking at his instrumentation. There's some back and forth in whispered words before the captain turns to the Inquisitor. Magnus, it appears as if I mean, by these readings, a rather large warp rift is opening up. They're at least capital class ships, if not larger? What do you mean, larger than a capital class ship, Captain?
What?
Well, I can only imagine that it's an explorator vessel. Something of that power. It must be Mechanicus.
All inside the captain.
Arc Mechanicus?
Yes, Arc Mechanicus, rather. No, explorators are normally on Arc Mechanicus for me.
I'm gonna walk over and look at the readings.
You hear a metallic ding.
Do I learn anything from the captain?
He seems to be quite sincere. Something big is coming. Capital class and
Does he seem to know what is coming?
they can
I
only
am
tell from
going
the
to-
warp rifts. The Adeptus Mechanicus has the largest vessels within the Imperium. And if the auger arrays are showing that these are capital class or bigger, kind of has to be an Arc Mechanicus or a capital class or a couple of capital classes.
Or a fortress.
I'm,
Because-
Yeah,
Or chaos?
I'm going to step a little bit closer to the Inquisitor, and I'm going to speak in a lower voice. My lord, is that something you did, or could there be any enemies that could bring in a large fleet of that kind over here?
He looks concerned, and he doesn't answer you. Captain, move us halfway to the Mandible Point. Inform Ludwig's ship that he is to retreat immediately and to prepare his vessel for scrutiny. There's almost a
Oh.
look of dread on his face.
Oh shit. Out of character. You said the head of our order was or our ordo was Mechanicus, right?
Yeah.
There's that, but I'm also thinking the fact that Magnus, out of character, is from a particular family type, so this might be them too.
No, they can't do fuck all to him. He's an Inquisitor. The joys of being an Inquisitor. They can't really do fuck all. Yeah, Magnus goes very stony and very, like, there's a look of dread that comes over his face.
Is Winters at the scanners and shit?
Yes.
Yeah. Bit of a.
Yes, I am looking at the readings.
What can you tell from the readings?
From the readings, Winters, there are possibly 2 ships that are coming this way. There is a huge warp rift opening up, which is the sign of a ship leaving the warp. The signals are so close together, you're not sure if this is two ships traveling together or two ships traveling separately. It's... I'll give it to you. You can probably tell that it is definitely two ships. It could be two capital class ships, which is why it looks so big. But with your knowledge, if you give me a Forbidden Law Adeptus Mechanicus roll, you get a +10 because you are Adeptus Mechanicus. Because the energy readings would be very distinctive. So yeah, with 7 degrees of success, this is definitely an Arc Mechanicus vessel coming through, and it is of ancient design. However, there's another reading there that seems wrong. The energy seems Xenos. It doesn't look Imperial, but it's running with an Imperial signal. Your best guess is that someone's using a Xenos energy device at the same time as running an Imperial energy device, and they're trying to use the Imperial energy device to mask the fact that they're using a Xenos energy device.
Does Magnus know binary?
So Magnus knows a very basic form of binary, which can be done with an unaugmented voice box, but it's not true binary. It's more of a way to be...
Is it close enough that I can tell him something in binary and he will understand it?
If you do it very slowly, he has a chance, yes.
Then I will keep it simple and I will simply look at him and say, Arc Mechanicus, Xenos Imperial Hybrid? ?
His face drops even more. Ah, the Emperor, no. He sighs heavily, takes out a glow stick and lights it. His hand almost trembles a little bit as he has the lighter in his hand. I think there's another word for it, but...
Zipper? No. Zippo?
No, there's a special word for lighters in 40k. I just can't remember the name. I think there is.
No, but yeah, flamers.
Melters.
Mini Melter comes out and lights a cigarette.
Psychers.
There's about 20 minutes, half an hour goes by before the doors behind you all, the command bridge, open up again. Unfortunately, I don't have the voice mod anymore, but a small tech priest comes running in very quickly and seems very, very excited. It is VV. VV420 has arrived.
I greet Fifi.
Yay.
He ignores all of you and runs over to the auger array. And he looks down at the readings and begins vibrating very happily.
I'll just put both of my hands together and say, "Oh, so cute."
I love VV.
I'll just ask him in binary. What is this? Do you know this?
What is?
My home is coming. My people have come back for me. It is. The Omnisire has rewarded me for my service. It is my ship.
Oh. The big one or the small one?
Yeah, I thought it could be this too. Because we know out of character of VV's backstory, don't we?
Yes.
Some of it.
So, out of character, we know what this is.
I don't.
He informs you in binary this is his home, where he was born. The Arc Mechanicus. Well, is it on VV sheet? Is the ship's name? Oh, fuck, where would I have put the name of the ship? Because it's not actually a VIP one. Oh no. Ah, well, fuck it. I'm not gonna quick scan through his notes and see if it's on here. Strain. Oh yeah, so his eyes, which are basically orbs of light, but they begin changing color. So they go from, yeah, it's basically a reddish pink, excited electric blue kind of color comes through. It seems he's very, very excited. No, I can't find it at the
I'm going
moment.
to look again at at Magnus. Can I roll insight to see if his concerned look is like, I don't want to have to deal with this shit right now?
Sure, you can try.
Where is it? It's scrutiny, right?
Yes, scrutiny.
Would this be scrutiny fellowship? Or can I use scrutiny fellowship?
No, it'd be scrutiny perception because you're looking for any telltale signs on his face. Because he's not actually talking to you to give you information.
Nope.
So you're not quite sure. You're not quite sure. Is it there's Victoria? No. I swear I had it down, but now I can't seem to fucking find it. From when your notes are months and months old and you have like 6,000 different fucking handouts with different notes on. Why? Why? Oh. Yeah, so I can't find the name of the ship at the moment. So the lustful maiden slowly, although it's going to be very quick on stream, makes its way back. There is a comms operator would inform Magnus that Ludwig doesn't seem to want to leave the position that he's in, but for the fact that the Inquisitors have told him, get your ass over here, he basically doesn't have much of an option other than to do so. Again, it's about an hour that goes by, and there's a very tense feeling on the ship. Did I not upload the token either? No. This is what happens when you get burnt out as a GM. You forget to do
Roll
things.
20 just didn't save it.
No. Most of the ones I preloaded or I downloaded and added, and I swear I had an Arc Mechanicus token from Rogue Trader, which I uploaded. Hang on. Is it under ships? Do I have a tag that says ship? I do! 40k ships! Is this it? Is this it? My genius knows about. That is certainly not an Arc Mechanicus. That isn't. That's the Imperator class. No, I don't actually. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't actually have a proper Arc Mechanicus token. So we're going to go with. I can't use a Xenos one. That just wouldn't be right. But that is. You know what? We'll go with this one. I'll make it bigger. Hang on. Leave it there for a moment. I'm here. Although it says it's a Xenos token, it's not. But it looks cool.
Considering the augur readings, I don't believe that.
It looks cool, so we're going with this one, and it needs to be bigger than the capital class ship. Yep, okay, that's much bigger. Good. And then I also need the other ship, which is I bloody saw it. There it is. Bloody saw it. There it is. Come here, you delicious little bugger. So I believe that should be about that big. Yes. So A couple of hours have passed as the ships have moved into position. There's a lot of back and forth going on.
I will use the time to get changed into normal clothes.
Sure, yeah, you can do that. Winters, you would be able to tell that although the warp rift is forming and opening in 40k, everything takes fucking ever. So you've got a couple of hours before it actually reaches here. The first ship.
Probably have like half a day.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I am speeding things up considerably. So the first ship
It's 40k. The consistency is about the same as Jello.
makes its way
I mean, that's generous.
would be the Arc Mechanicus. Ta-da! Maybe 15-20 minutes later, a Astartes strike cruiser also turns up.
What?
That's a problem.
What?
Oh,
Loyalist.
no.
Is that the one with the fucking Xenos reading on it?
No, the Arc Mechanicus is the Xenos one.
What?
Fuck.
God fucking damn it. I think I know what this is.
Hang on. So this is yes, okay. So the Arc Mechanicus
What the fuck?
comes. Oh fuck! Is the stream stopped? What's gone on there? Hang on. Why is it? No, it hasn't. You lied to me, you motherfucker. You swan. Okay, no, everything's fine.
Probably pause for a second.
No, it did the loading. I saw the loading thing. I was like, fuck, is it about to disconnect? But it didn't tell me it disconnected. What's going on? No, everything's fine. It even says excellent connection. So fuck. So, as the Arc Mechanicus appears, it takes again, it's 20 minutes before the next ship appears. The crew of the Emperor's Profiteer would inform everyone that the Arc Mechanicus is performing scans of the subsector. It's scanning basically everything, but it has not made any moves to communicate to any ship. The captain looks over at the Inquisitor and Magnus, should we contact the Arc Mechanic? No, no, Captain. We will wait until he decides to contact us. He wouldn't answer anyway. And you can see there's a very annoyed look on Magnus's face. 20 minutes later, the second ship comes through and the rogue trader captain, Jack, by the Emperor. He looks over at Magnus in shock. What? Do you know of what's going on, Magnus? Astartes. What they do? The comms officer. Captain, we're being hailed by the Astartes ship. Its name is the Bloodied Stone. I put them on. I do not leave the Astartes waiting. Magnus steps forwards. Captain, at ease. Comms officer. Accept the call. On a large display screen appears an Astartes. He is in his power armor. He has his helmet off. On his, you can see his armor. It is red and white. The majority of his armor is red, and the highlights are white. On his pauldron, he has a sword that is going through a stone. There is blood dripping from the stone, and the sword has two wings on, a set of wings on the side. If any of you have Imperial Law War, you may attempt to roll it. If any of you have Forbidden Law Astartes, you may also roll.
I mean, honestly,
I have Forbidden Lore
I think I
Inquisition.
should abstain from this one.
I have neither of those.
Yeah, same.
I have Forbidden Lore Inquisition and Forbidden Lore Chaos Marines.
Because
If you roll
And infused
Inquisition,
knowledge.
if you roll Inquisition, with a minus 10, because yeah, with a minus 10, because it's not specific, you have a chance. Okay. You don't know the
It
chapter.
really would be something I know, so.
You don't know the chapter exactly, but the wings by the sword that goes through the stone is very resemblant of a founding chapter. It holds a lot of resemblance, but it is very different. Resembles the Dark Angels.
My dad.
As the Astartes looks through the screen, his oversized features making him look less than human, but not unhuman entirely. See, he has like gigantism or whatever it is. Inquisitor Bloodstone, it is an honor to see you again, my lord. We bring news, and we have brought one of your former acolytes with us as well. Naysel Tar. It's good to see you again, my friend. How did the hunt go? You'll have to, He looks around at everyone here and kind of grimaces a little bit like, oh, fuck. This should probably be in person. My lord, I do not have time for... Latilla wishes to speak to you immediately. Unfortunately, we were not able to get here in time to stop the rogue elements of the Imperial Navy, but she has more information on that. I believe the Astartes actually, like, blinches slightly. I believe the Ordo Master has Gregorius with him. A council is being formed, my lord, and you are requested. Magnus doesn't swear out loud, but you can definitely see he's like, whack. Tar, I will, which vessel is it that we are to? I am sorry, my lord. He demands it is the Arch Mechanicus. I did attempt to sway him, but he is tougher than steel in that regard. I will have Latilla sent to his ship as well. She is already on her gun cutter. Thank you, my friend. We will dock with the Arch Mechanicus shortly. I wish for you to protect the lustful maiden. Jack, Captain Jack, turns round and looks at Magnus he looks a bit shocked. The tramp hauler is to be protected by Astartes. What? And do not let any harm come to the Emperor's Profiteer. But most of all, protect the lustful maiden. Do not let him get his hands on it until we have gained the information that it holds. Inform Ludwig that you have my utmost confidence, and he will share his information with your chapter. Of course, my lord. We will move into position immediately. The channel goes dead. After a salute, doing the Aquila upon his chest, and the line goes dead. Captain Jack turns to Magnus. Inquisitor, what is... Captain Jack, you are to do everything in your power to protect that tramp steamer you keep referring to, the Lustful Maiden. I will inform you now it has more value than your ship. The rogue trader captain almost faints. He's like, oh, what the... He proper like swoons and like holds himself as he holds a console. Of course, my lord, we will do as you command. His crew also are like looking at each other like, what? My acolytes, forgive me. You will not enjoy this meeting. Well, he looks over at Winters, and one of you might. The comms officer informs everyone, basically, that a digital message is being relayed from the Arc Mechanicus. It is in a binary format, but the computers do have, the cognates, rather, do have a translation program for it, and it basically comes through as requesting meeting with all Inquisitorial personnel aboard the aboard the Emperor's Profiteer. Many of the bridge crew see this message, and some of them go a little whiter than they were before. He is ever the subtle one. Magnus sparks up another low stick as he turns and waves at all of you to follow him. You will be going over in your gun cutter. The Inquisitor will leave his gun cutter on the Emperor's Profiteer. So as you are in your gun cutter flying over, again, it will take a couple of hours for you to fly over to the Arc Mechanicus. Is there anything you'd like to ask the Inquisitor at this time?
What the fuck is going on?
To happen.
Is there anything in particular we should or should not say, my lord?
Who was the Marine, and will I get yelled at if I touch his armor?
The Inquisitor looks a little bit like, oh, for fuck's sake, okay. How do I explain this? Before the Rogue Lord Inquisitor was discovered, he had taken a large number of resources from a large number of chapters. And he had created his own chapters to do his bidding. 22 chapters, to be precise. Hang on, sorry, 19. Hang on.
Holy shit.
Hang on, no, that's not right. Because there's 12 Primarchs altogether. Is that right? 12 or 18?
18.
There's
18 total.
There's 18, but there's two. There was two was missing. No, because there's one forgotten and one.
There's 21 Primarchs total, but
20
everyone only knows.
legions, 2 are dead, half one traitor.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But yeah, but there's two Primarchs that were never shown. You know, one went rogue and one was destroyed or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So there's
23 total.
so yeah, he created 21.
Sorry, not 20.
So he created 19 chapters, one for each of the Primarchs. It was the Lord Inquisitor's belief that he was the God Emperor incarnate, and that he should have a force equal to what the Emperor commanded. Now, in the battle to end his madness, history replayed itself. Unfortunately, he used the gene seed of the traitors, believing that he could correct what the God Emperor could not. In his hubris and folly, they too turned rogue. I took control of one chapter, and I named them after myself in my own hubris. Folly I'll never live down, however. The seventh... No, hang on. Which ones are the Dark Angels? The seventh or the...
First.
The first,
The first.
sorry. It's been a while since I went through this. The first were placed under my command. They were loyal, and I fought in their side to prevent them from having to be eradicated or to be sent on a crusade. I begged the Inquisition to allow them to perform their own private crusade against those chapters that the Lord Inquisitor released upon the universe. They have sworn their allegiance to me, in that, should I ever need them, they will assist me. The great honor, but at the same time, has garnered me a vast amount of enemies within other ordos of the Inquisition. Therefore, I've had no contact with them for 15, 16 years now. But, Latilla was also there on that fateful day, and she earned their respect. So she too is able to call upon them for their assistance. And the Ordos don't seem to care as much about a new Inquisitor having friends with Astartes. One that was linked to a rogue Lord Inquisitor, however, they take great anger with. Thus, I've been unable to contact them for quite some time. But Latilla has. I'm more concerned at the fact that Gregorius is also here. He's another allied Inquisitor, and he fought by both of our sides against the heretical Lord Inquisitor. And that is why their chapter is named the Bloody Stone. Again, my hubris knows no bounds, and I regret every moment that I named them that, but as it is. Like, you can see as he's telling this story, he is dying inside. Like, his embarrassment is very, very apparent that he was much younger back then and made some mistakes. Out of the chapters that the Lord Inquisitor created for his own personal use, as far as I'm aware, only 4 have been allowed to continue in Imperial service. Bloodied Stone are 1. The others I'm not entirely sure of. Another one or two were sent into the Eye of Terror to perform a crusade. No information has been heard about them since. And, of course, those that believed in the Lord Inquisitor turned against the God Emperor and mankind. Although I cannot say for certain that they had turned to chaos, they are definitely not allies of the Imperium. And what could be worse is they may still be working to achieve the heretical Lord Inquisitor's goals. And considering what we found in the planetary governess's head, would not surprise me if they are still assisting his wife in his madness. Is there anything else you'd like to know, Acolytes, or is that about enough?
I haven't gotten an answer to whether I'm allowed to touch their armor yet.
He sighs. You're my Acolyte, you'll be fine. Just show him my crest. Just show them my crest, and they should allow you to do all manners of things to them. But keep in mind, Winters, they have an aversion to tech priests, thanks to the Ordo Grand Master. He poked and prodded them a little bit too much, I'm afraid to say.
I'm confused and concerned, but for now I'd rather see where this goes. Besides, we were ordered.
Magnus gives you a knowing, like, yeah, shit, when that happens, isn't it? Part of the military. It's nice when you're the top dog and you don't have to go listen to other people's orders. There's always a bigger dog than you out there somewhere.
No, Darius doesn't actually mind that he's being ordered around. It gives a bit more feeling of being back in the militarum. It's don't forget, Darius was never a top dog at any point. You know, he became a top dog when he joined or when he was shanghaied in the Inquisition. And he's still not used to it. So he kind of goes, all right, we were ordered, all right, at least I know what I'm doing now. And he's just kind of like, all right, what do I need? What do I need to do? And can I wear my bolt pistol here? Blah, 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 blah. He started asking, like fucking, will he have to wear his fatigues, such and such, along those lines.
You'd be informed that you can wear whatever you like, you can take whatever you like, but he informs you that don't take anything you don't want to lose. Anything special and shiny may end up getting seconded.
I'm gonna have to leave my books.
Definitely leave the books. I'll stay in my partial uniform. So basically, mostly fatigues, but more of a casual dress on top. I'm not taking much with me. Besides probably the bolt pistol and maybe, if permitted, I'll take a rifle more for show. The stead holder or something like that.
I won't really take anything with me. Not even my ancestral sword. Because I don't want to lose shit.
Very well. Oh, by the way, BB is also in the gun cutter. He insisted.
Of course he is.
Of course he is. Is this his home?
Yes, that is the ship that that he grew up on and was born on.
Yeah, and they kept rebuilding as they've. It's like Theseus's ship, or no, is it Perseus's ship or Theseus's ship?
Theseus' ship is still the ship they built.
Yeah.
It's very, very heretical Arc Mechanicus vessel, this.
Yeah.
Is there any Arc Mechanicus that isn't heretical in some fashion?
Arc Mechanicus, yeah.
Well, most Arc Mechanicus vessels can dock above a forge world, and they kind of get left be. If this one docked above a forge world, it would probably get attacked and invaded. That kind
Some
of
Arc
heretical.
Mechanicus, depending on their age, are actually seen as like fucking beacons of the Omnissiah.
Yes. Whereas this would be
Yeah,
a beacon of
heard.
the Omnissiah that's been blasphematized greatly.
Yeah, but don't forget the one that's going around with an AI in it.
Yes, in modern 40k there is.
No one knows that though.
Well, Gilligan suspects. He's about the only one.
Is that the Speranza that the Heresy is on about?
Oh yeah, that's the Speranza, but there's also, Gulliman's Call Inferior, which is,
Basically an AI.
yeah.
Esperanza is a separate ship from that. Then again, the Esperanza is basically a flying planetoid, so whatever.
So, Winters, as you look out the viewport, this is it is an ancient Arc Mechanicus ship, but there's things that are just not right on it. Like you would be able to tell the differences, and the hull itself seems to have a coating on it that doesn't. You've never seen this coating before. It kind of reflects the light ever so slightly and refracts it, so at times when you're looking at the ship, the weapons almost seem to be concealed. And it's very strange. As the gun cutter moves round to come up to the shuttle hangar bay, you look at it and you can see like the weapons seem to be fuzzy. They seem to be out of focus. You can't, and even if you adjust your optical sensors or the sensors on the gun cutter, they don't seem to be able to tell what the weapons are. And there's like a glow to certain areas, and there's parts on the ship that clearly isn't Imperial technology. That's Xenos. That's 100% Xenos. That's that spire that's coming out of the top, or that like missile tube, or that certain things upon it just, yeah, that's clearly heretical. And it's almost as if the ship isn't hiding the fact that it has heretical shit on it. It just has things that enable it to hide that it has heretical things on it, if that makes sense. If he wanted to, he could hide it properly, but he doesn't. He seems to flaunt the fact that
It's
he is.
visible to sensors, not to the eye. Basically.
Well, it also has an optical sense to it, where it seems to mess with, like, Winter's looking at the ship, because again, you're coming very close to dock with it, where it seems to affect the way you can't quite get a really good detailed look at it. But as you do get closer, it does have just, like, you would be able to tell they're Imperial plasma cannons. Yes, it would be plasma cannons. It does look as if it does have a what you would imagine is a Nova cannon. It has that area within the front of the ship, which, you know, the armored casing, which, you know, if it were to open up and deploy, you're sure that should be a Nova cannon, and that should be like a sensor bank up there. But again, the sensor array that's sticking up there doesn't look quite Imperial. It looks Imperial, but then there's things about it that don't quite seem right. But you are soon inside the hangar bay, and the outside of the ship is visible no more. As Ezio parks, about 60 servitors in immaculate, master-crafted servitors come out and begin locking down the ship. Now, they do a lot of the standard things for a ship. So they refuel it, they lock it down, they do general maintenance things on it. But then there are other servitors that begin scanning the ship, and a small flock of servo skulls detach from the walls and begin flying around the ship and scanning areas, and that's definitely not normal. For a you know, if you docked on any other ship, that wouldn't happen. But, you know, Arch Mechanicus. The Inquisitor leaves the ship. He only takes his sword with him. He leaves his shield. He stands at the exit ramp. There's a look of foreboding on his face. DB is straight off the ship. He's like an excited little child. Just whee! Straight off. So, as you all disembark, would this be a good time to end the episode? I think it would. I think it would. How are we all doing for time? Is this about, you know, about good to end it?
I'm good, but
Yeah,
others maybe not.
It's a good point to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all on the ramp, about to enter onto the embarkation deck? No.
Embarkation.
Embarkation. Thank you, Waldo. Embarkation deck. As you look out, you can see there's a number of servitors, mastercrafted, waiting almost in a salute formation. There are a number of servitors, again, a small flock above them, and they seem to wait, staring at you all to approach. That is where we end our episode. So, certainly hope you've enjoyed this episode and looking forwards to the next episode, where our group will meet 2 more Inquisitors, a Grand Master, a number of Astartes will also be there. But I have some bad news. The next episode will probably, as long as, you know, people aren't too late, will probably be the last one for Season 2. Because after you meet with the Ordo Grand Master, it'll be time to begin Season 3. So, yes, we've got 1 or 2 more episodes, I reckon it should be 1.
Should.
But I'm always off on
It's
time.
gonna be 3.
It's only 5.
A 2.
It'll probably be like 10.
You're
Everyone
under-
will be like, we've got to explore every part of this ship. We've got to go to the Astartes and pester them and do this and do that.
Oh,
It becomes
we can
null
do
and
that.
void.
You're underestimating our stupidity.
32 session long tangent. Let's go.
Like the Arch Mechanicus, part 73. Oh,
It's season 2.5, basically.
the Arch Mechanicus session season. Yes, I certainly hope you've enjoyed that episode and are looking forward to future episodes to come. I do understand there is some, even for my soul, it hurts sometimes describing certain parts of what happened in the campaign I played in. But, you know, I don't want to... They were legions, by the way. He didn't make chapters in our game, he made legions. I had 100,000 Astartes under my command.
Yeah, which is why we stayed quiet.
And I had a false Primarch as
exactly
well.
what is happening.
I pity the Space Marines because Winter's going to pester them with questions.
See,
I mean,
I'm just going to be subtle about it.
the only way you can improve it for Winters is, I imagine, if there were Iron Hand derivatives.
There
Oh,
are
fuck the Iron Hands.
Iron Hands. They're one of the ones that would have been the loyalists that were used, not sent on a crusade.
So, what's the bad beef between Mechanicus and Iron Hands?
No, not.
No, it's not between Mechanicus and Iron Hands. It's between me as a person and the Iron Hands. Because they are literally the worst written chapter in all of Modern 40k.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I love the Iron Hands. I honestly do.
Yes, so far.
But they have fuck all books, and they're really kind of underused.
Read one. I have
Did
read
you know-
one Iron Hands book, and it is literally the worst book I've ever read.
Did you know there's a Slaneshi warband in the new Chaos Codex that has a no you'll like this, Jim. There's a Slaneshi warband in the new Chaos Marines Codex that has a humiliation fetish with the Imperium. In that they like being beaten by the Imperium.
Okay, no, I don't like that. You had me going for a second there, but then you
I know,
lost me.
I did.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Highly disappointing.
Yep.
So yes, in the next episode, for one, we're gonna find there's gonna be some information about the rogue Imperial Navy elements and things like that. So there's gonna be some extra information to. The Inquisition were not completely, in the dark about what was going on.
Debatable.
Just Latilla. Hang on. Yes, just Latilla didn't move her ass quickly enough. Fucking gave her a Astartes and everything. She couldn't fucking get the job done.
Hey,
That ass too fat to move quick.
So yes, in the next episode. Also, I will. The gang's all back together because we also have sister. Shit. What was Jazina's character called again?
don't ask me that.
I've got it written down, so it's all right.
Too long.
I actually kept mixing up Jazina's character in this game with the one from Warhammer Fantasy X, so I kept calling her Carla.
It is. God, I've actually got it written down here, and I'm like, how the fuck do you say that?
I can check. Hold on.
Cerra. Sarah, thank you.
Sarah?
My brain would never. Yeah. Sarah is here as well. So gangs all together with information. So yeah, it's probably going to be 3 or 4 episodes. Anyway, so yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I certainly hope you've enjoyed.
Are you sure it's C-E-N-N-I?
Oh, Sarah.
Pretty sure it's Jenny.
Sarah. No. That was the tech priest. No, that was the tech priest. Jenny was the tech priest.
Oh, from
He means the other.
Yeah, from the previous game.
Yeah, because
Alright,
they're all Magnus's acolytes, or were, because Jim's character's now an Inquisitor. Whereas Sarah kind of went crazy because she was a savant. She was like the knowledgeable one in our party, and knowledge is very dangerous. She learned a little bit too much, and had to go into a world where they look after the crazies.
It's good that we're not Arc Mechanicus, because that means I can bullshit my way into the position of an Omniscient Axe instead of just having the Inquisitors one. Which I still haven't given back, by the way.
And they might have a Force Hammer.
Oh boy.
It'll be interesting.
That is actually a good thing to remember.
It'll be interesting. So, certainly hope you all join us for the next lot of episodes. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Hey.
See ya.